something for everybody. It's a plug-in hybrid. What is it?
Stick with me here, Alan. It is the Audi Q5 Sportback PHEV TFSI Quattro S-Line.
As I've said many a time before, plug-in hybrids are something that are only good for a certain demographic of the community, and it's someone that has access to a plug. If you don't have access to a plug at home, it's basically useless to you. It takes 2.5 hours to charge the 17.9 kilowatt hour battery. So you can't do that really at a shopping centre unless you're watching a movie. And it's not good for the battery to be fast charged anyway.
It's not a huge battery, it just gives you 55 kilometres of travel. If you want to use it for effectively around urban area, you have to charge it pretty well every night.
That's right. And what I found with this week was I used it as a EV for a fair amount of my week's travel. And it eventually got down to almost zero, and it converted then to normal hybrid mode. I told the engine to charge the battery, and I've gotten to almost a quarter of a charge, but the fuel consumption went from 2.4 for the using it normally how a plug-in hybrid's meant to be used, to about 4.8 when it was in hybrid mode for any length of time. And now that the motor's been used as the petrol engine has been used as a generator, it's gone up to 9.8 litres per 100 kilometres. The power, David?
It gives you 270 kilowatts and 500 newton metres of torque.
The 0 to 100 is 5.3 seconds, which I think it's not exactly neck snapping, but nor is it slow.
Well, it's about WRX standard in their best days.
Yes. According to the specifications sheet, the headlights, the matrix headlights, are an option, except now they seem to be standard. Audi matrix headlights, the little things that kind of dip so David would be in a limpid pool of not light.
Could be because we got the S-Line.
Well, I think that's all they make.
Oh, okay.
On the website, I haven't seen anything else.
Sorry, I got lost with all the letters.
Yeah.
By the time I got to the end of the name, I'd lost track of where I was and what I was doing.
More than enough to be going on with. But one thing I do like, the back is a lot more successful than those other brands that we mentioned as well. The taillights, the LED taillights, they look really smart.
It's not overcomplicated, but it has enough sort of features to it to make it not look like a bland block of flats.
I agree. With the key in your pocket, there is a kick to open function, or you can just reach in and grab the rubber handle if you can find it. The loading lip, quite high, but there is a 12 volt outlet and a handle to lower the back seats, which actually works really well. David, do you want to do the honours? You'd have to go around and flatten them, of course.
The really clever system is to pull a handle and get it to come up.
Yeah, most of them just have a tape. David, pull that over there. And it reveals these two bags of cables. So the not very big boot is tied up with cables, and there's no front, so there's no other place for them. You'll notice the quilted Napa leather. It's Napa because we are in the Sportback version, which gets a few little extra things. David, have a seat. The seat is set for me to drive.
Oh, I sit up nice and high. I feel good. I'm obviously close.
You've got a little dent for your head. That's very thoughtful. There's a little dent just here for heads.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to ask how your head is, David, because then you might tell me. On the back console, you've got a 12 volt outlet, some USB outlets, and a third zone of climate control. But the hump in the floor is absolutely enormous. Naturally, the 5-year-old thinks that's funny. Before we set off, David, I want to point out the extra USB point in here, plus the wireless charger, the cup holders, and the Volkswagen Group's brilliant adjustable armrest, which can come forward. The rest of the dash is laid out absolutely beautifully. David, this is like a Savile Rose suit. It's tailored, this beautiful Napa upholstery. But I like down here the touch.
Oh.
The touch controls. Now this has been an Audi thing and a BMW thing and so forth, Mercedes, for a long time, but I noticed in the new Audis, the e-tron GT, for example, doesn't have that. You can put it in EV mode. There is sufficient battery life left in this. I charged it on the way out to see you. You'll notice that touching the EV button brings up the EV menu, and you can hold the, oh, I'll try and bring it up again. You can hold charge, auto hybrid, or EV. So I'm going to go auto hybrid. How is the steering, David?
This is easy.
This is one of the nicest cars I've ever driven. It feels comfortable, it's smooth, and certainly if you have the ability to plug in, it's using the electric motor as much as it can. I love this.
See, there's where they're pulling out from the side street.
Nippy. It's nippy.
Well, for a big car, yeah.
But the thing is, it's not all that big. It's just that it weighs 2.15 tonne because of the battery.
A heavy car, I should have said.
Yeah. But there is plenty of space. The seating is lovely. You've got a couple of memory positions over there for your power assistance.
This has a nice ambience about it.
And it has ambient lighting at night, which I like. The screen up here, it's got the acoustic feedback, but I can't find the haptic feedback.
I like haptic feedback to get a feel rather than a sound.
David, if you would like to press the button down below, or should I press it for you?
Yes.
I've now got your, oh, you've unpressed it, there you go. You've now got your smart cruise control set, and now you've got your lane control set.
Ah, it's a button here.
Yeah.
It takes a while to build up the speed. It's very gentle.
I think that's what I like about it, is gentle. And now you give one little push up on it, a little push up and it's 1 kilometre an hour. You give a big push up and it's 5 kilometres an hour. Let's get on to surfacing. Everything that you touch and feel, this has a coal feel, so I'm assuming this is actually metal. Everything is nice and soft except for the glove box. The seats are firm but soft at the same time. There is seat heating but no seat cooling. A change of drive now. I've just put the car into reverse. That mirror is dipped because I have this button over here turned.
I reckon that is a great idea.
Which I discovered by accident.
How many times do you see mag wheels that have been scraped on curbs?
Well, often. It's very smooth. Actually, this DSC, or DCT, DSG, S-Tronic, is also very smooth.
The steering is like it's been thoughtfully produced, rather than just whacking in the standard sort of stuff.
I did take it yesterday on the road down to the Barara Ferry. As you know, lots of switchbacks through Galston Gorge, and this was fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Where I didn't like it so much was when I was trying to park, it wouldn't let me go close to things. So I was trying to park at the post office and there's a bit of a hedge that overhangs the car park. And it kept trying to say no. It put the brakes on and would not let me go back.
The brakes on?
Yeah, it stopped and would not let me go into the parking space. But David, why don't we sum up the Audi 55 S-Line e-tronic, S-Tronic,
TFSI.
LG,
Yeah.
Smooth,
Yeah.
worth the money?
I think it's prestige. I think it's got the elements about you that cost but make you feel good. And
the audio in this is absolutely sensational. It's got all these standard driver aids, of course, which you now need to get 5 stars. This is, of course, 5-star. Well, that's all this week for the Audi. I'm not going to go through all that again, but the Audi plug-in hybrid.
this one.
David, $110,900 plus the paint.
$2,000.
How
Plus
much is
on-road costs.
and the dealer charge?
across Australia, the dealer charges $5,000. I think that should be included as the list price.
Yeah, it's 5,000 is quite a lot. So the on-road price for this, I guess, is going to be
Up around the $127,000, $130,000, probably a bit more, depending. Western Australia is dearer than the eastern states.
well. On that, we shall finish. As always, we will ask you to hit
Like,
lever
comment,
and hit the little round thing too.
subscribe.
Hard to get good help.